Agohp today from the city center of Moscow. We gotta be real, especially on such days like today. And I want to speak about recreation and giving new life to this world, because growing up in Germany, this didn't seem too important to me. And I was growing up there for 24 years before I actually moved to the UK and then to Ukraine, Moldova, Mexico, Russia, the UAE. And I've learned a lot more. But where does it come from that the Western world is pushing women to work, and how does this affect the birth rates, and how does the traditional family actually break society and humanity as a whole? I think it's very, very problematic, so I want to talk about that. I think when I grew up in Germany and the marriage of my parents were breaking when I was a teenager, that did take a lot of faith from me to believe in family, etc. Even though I grew up a Protestant Christian, my parents were married. They have a nice story. They met as students in Würzburg, and my dad is as a musician. My mom is a physiotherapist. So they met there because they both studied in Würzburg, Germany, and got together. My dad won her over. My mom had a really tough father, German engineer, very demanding. She was a very good gymnast, etc., very good at school. And my dad won her over, and my mom never wanted kids until she was 28. So even because her father was very, very demanding and pushing for career, and my mom then opened her own physiotherapy practice at a young age, she went into career instead of thinking about kids. But when she was 28, she was hit with that strong wish for children that actually came from her adopting Alexander, my biggest brother, who is not my blood brother, but he was taken into the family first, actually, before my brother and me were even here. So after my mom adopted him, she went on the kids train, sudden, out of nowhere. My dad told me that story. So really, really interesting how obviously instincts and nature overthrows everything, all your beliefs and so on. Immediately, I can't really talk about the female instincts, as I'm not a woman, but that's just out of the life experience of my family to share with you guys. So I grew up in this environment with two big brothers, and I went to boarding school when I was 8 years old. So I left my house, my home, very, very early. My big brother, he's 2 years older than me, and my biggest brother, I think he's around 8 years older than me. So my middle brother, he was in boarding school with me. So it was, to be honest, like, it was amazing. It was like being home. It was like a week's playground. That's where I got my music education. I played a lot of sports. I loved it there. But this is really what changed my mom's perception, is to actually taking care of my biggest brother after adopting him. His mother died from cancer, and his dad was not well. He was not capable of taking care of him. So my mom took him into our home, and then very quickly decided, I want more kids. This is great. But anyway, as a man, then growing up in the 90s in Germany and having this family history, obviously I didn't understand nothing about my parents, about their financial struggles. They've been defrauded. We lost all our money. We almost lost our houses, and so on. That really, really broke the spirit of the family. My dad works for the government, so he cannot make much of an income jump. He has good income for like the job he has and the education he has, but when you work for the government, you can't really do much more than that and grow much more financially and so on. Whatever you do, you can do handstands, backflips. Be at work 24/7 for 10 years, your salary won't change. So yeah, that these financial issues and the limitation of growth from my dad, that's really what broke our family, and what gave me that wrong belief that I shouldn't be having children, I shouldn't be growing, I shouldn't be expanding the family. There's no sense in it. Women should. I really believe that in my 20s, that I want a woman that's independent and that should work. And I literally had girlfriends in the past. Like when I lived in Germany, they paid half of the rent. They paid half of the food bill. We had like one bank account for the household where everybody put 50-50. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, really. What a piece of shit I was. I would never allow this today. I would be ashamed. I would leave my wife or my girlfriend if I would require that, if I would be that weak and useless. Anyway, so living in all these countries and running businesses and taking risks, especially when I moved to Mexico and I lost my business in London, and I basically lost most of the things that I thought they have value. I realized what this world is really about. And these first 3 issues that this world is really about, one of them is your family and its recreation. And this is, when you look at evolution and humanity, why are humans now the most powerful force, and specifically men are the most powerful force in the universe? Because man can create or destroy, but man cannot create one thing, and that's new life. Only women can do. Okay? Women choose, very knowledgeable, very experienced, with all this evolutionary experience over hundreds of thousands of years, who is the best to multiply with, to create new life with, right? But this dynamics today, it really takes women out of this comfort zone where they actually have the ability and the time to make the right choices. Also, it is told to women today, you can make all your own choices, this and that. But in the past, the father who has life experience and the family made most of the choices of who is a good husband, right? Because when you're 17 or 16 or 18 years old today, you don't know nothing about life anymore, right? Maybe when you're 28 or 29 or 32, you probably have a similar experience level, similar working experience and so on. So it's very, very tricky. But today, recreation of life became one of the most important things for me, and I personally want to have many, many children, and I want to really, really recreate and pass on all the beautiful things I've learned in this world, because that's what creating new life is about. It's not just putting a child in this world, it's then giving that child, passing on this experience, the path that you walk, and see what is your child, your new creation gonna do about it. What is it gonna do with it? And it's always gonna be a gamble, it's always gonna be surprises, it's always gonna be hard, and like everything of value, it's very, very hard. It's gonna be difficult, and you will have to take that risk and see what happens. So I was a coward. 10 years ago, I really didn't know better. And I thought I will choose the easy way, which is not having kids, not having family, not this, not that. Today I really, really think different. And for the sake of this planet and for humanity in Europe and our culture and our languages and our knowledge, our experience to survive, this is necessary for humanity to evolve, to get better, to make the use of AI and all this amazing technology that we have today. We need to use that for the better. and the people who will make the greatest of it will be our children. So guys, get to work, make as many children as possible. If you think you are not good enough yet, you're probably wrong. You don't need much. Children don't need much. They need love, they need a bit of safety and security, they need your attention, and they need your guidance. And you're wasting so much time on Netflix and on TikTok and all these social media and with people that actually don't care about you. So yeah, get to work, find an amazing mother. The best mothers are women that get energy, that get elevated from giving you energy and love and attention. You don't want to choose a woman that when she gives energy, love and attention, she loses energy. These are suckers. You don't want these women. They're not good mothers, right? You obviously need to make your own experiences with that. I did myself. It's been quite a ride. So yeah, to summarize that, really, really important, make as many children as possible, learn really important skills for your family, for your future, so they can make these skills even better. And God knows what's gonna come out of your kids, right? They can be new inventors of life-changing, world-changing ideas. Who knows? We never know if you don't try. So one of my number one goals now is to re-increase the Western birth rate. Well, it's going to be hard in Russia, but we're going to try it here as well and make this world a better place. Thanks for listening. If you like this content, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me how many children do you have? Do you think it's a good time to recreate life? I think it's always very important, and you don't need to worry about putting a new life in this world, because this world is absolutely fucking amazing. It's the only life we have, and you will be surprised how wonderful your kids find this world and how welcome they will feel if you take good care of them and lead them forward with perspective and love and creation. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.